we want to liberate Palestine. When we say from the river to the sea, we mean that all the people are going to be free, that there will be no racism, there will be no genocide, there will be no apartheid, there will be a place for everyone, all the people, no matter they believe in whatever they believe in, those people are Palestinians. And I say that my Palestine, this is the land of everyone that live and will live in that land. So when we say from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, we talk about everyone. We talk about justice. We talk about freedom of everyone. No one is going to say to someone else to go out, because it's not our concept. Our concept is unity of everyone who has lived there and who will be living there. So from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Thank you.
Thank you.
Town is Jasa.
Sorry about that. Right, next we have a representative from, a student from the University of Nottingham who'd like to say a few words.
Town is. ठीक है अच्छा.
I'm just going to hold this because I'm a bit awkward. I am a student at the University of Nottingham, and I have been going back and forth to our student encampment. I am not a media representative, I am not a formal representative of our encampment, but I am the person who is here today. And I am here to say that we will not go and we will not stop defying our university. We will not telling them our demands. We want them to divest, to disclose, to support and to invest. We want to ensure that the money that they divest from weapons manufacturing goes into supporting the rebuilding of the universities and the schools of Gaza, which have been entirely destroyed in this ongoing genocide. It is an edgicide. This morning I went on Twitter and I saw a picture that an Israeli soldier had taken of themselves in a university library with books they had set on fire behind them. And personally, as a student, as someone who has been a student of history, there is no other association with the burning of books than that of genocide, of censorship, and of hatred. And surely we cannot live with this. As an encampment, we have been targeted by our university for standing on our land, which is listed online as being free and publicly available to visit 365 days of the year, but we are supposedly not meant to stay. We have been targeted for our university for showing that they are complicit in the ongoing genocide with the research that they do through BAE Systems and Rolls-Royce. And in particular, we have called out the fact that they have killed one of their own alumni, Dr. Saeed Al-Zabda, with these weapons which they've researched and assisted in the funding of. We refuse to stand with a university that is complicit any longer. We will not do this, and we will not go until we are forced to. We will stand here, and we hope you will stand with us. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Thank you very much. Now, next I'd like to call Richard Buckwell from the Rwanda Support Group. Please give a warm hand.
Fantastic to have to follow that great last speaker, and do get down the university as well. One thing we've not heard much of today, there's a brilliant placard here about genocide and Starmer, is this coming election. I will mention that when I speak. Anyway, I'm here from the Rwanda Support Group. In the run-up to the local elections, the Tories turned on the racist tap, and a group of organisations and individuals have been accompanying and supporting and trying to prevent the detention of asylum seekers from the East Midlands. The Tories didn't do too well at the local elections. And they've now said there won't be any deportations pending the election outcome. But this will not stop detentions pending what happens after the election. It's not stopping other detentions of migrants they deem so-called illegal. And detentions are still going on. Deportations are still going on to other countries. People need to be aware of that. Now what about Labour? The only, and I repeat, the only difference is they're not going to report to Uganda. But both have not just harsh, but murderous policies to those fleeing war. War in Gaza, famine, climate change, which Gaza is experiencing all three. And all are obviously connected. Both see stopping immigration and their racist policies as one of their major platforms in this election. Both support continuing war on Gaza, which can only result in more Palestinians needing and wanting to flee, more asylum seekers and refugees. They may not be treated with open arms as we've seen already. We want all refugees and asylum seekers to be treated the same way. People coming from Ukraine and Hong Kong can be assessed before they get here. They don't have to resort to the use of small boats. And we want the same policy for everyone. Provide a safe passage for all. Both parties are using racism as a scapegoat to avoid addressing the real issues we all face here. Cuts in our public services. And can I put out a plea to support Save Our Services in this city? We all need them, we all use them. Also the lack of and expense of housing. Just look at the number of people that are homeless here. And the worsening health service. And international issues. The issues, as I said, of war, famine and climate change. All are interlinked. And aren't going to be addressed by these arrogant, by the arrogance of the racism we see. The irony is we desperately need the skills of those fleeing to get to the UK. We have some wonderful health service workers from Palestine here today. We should be demanding what I don't know, right? A ceasefire now and a massive increase in aid to Gaza from all political parties. Asylum seekers and refugees are welcome here. End the war on Gaza. Thank you. Thank you, Richard.
Now I'd like to ask to the stage Jane Hector of PSC.
Thank you. I stand here as an ashamed Christian. I'm a Christian who's ashamed of our church and its silence. But I'm very proud to be part of this amazing community of people who are fighting for the freedom of Gaza.
Oh, yeah.
My only card, I think, for being here is that I've actually been to Gaza 4 times. In 2014 and 15, my husband was 17 years in the community.
That's a wonderful one.
In 2014, and I was 6 years before, and we saw the most extraordinary, ghastly things. But one of the things that I remember was spending time with people who were doing psychosocial work with children. Children who'd picked up bits of their parents and their families and who were traumatized. They were traumatized when they came into the sessions and many were traumatized afterwards. We've heard from today what I was going to say. The parents are now writing the names of their children on their hands and their faces and their legs. And those children will know that that's in case I die or you die. This is horrific. And the trauma for these families will be something that I fear will never really be dealt with. But we need to be aware of it. But I'd also like to say a brief word about wider Palestine. Palestine is the wider, Gaza, you may know, is 25 miles long and 5 miles wide. Not very big, the size of the Isle of Wight. But Palestine, while all the war has been going on in Gaza, has had the most terrible things done. Thousands of young men and women have been arrested and taken to prisons in Israel. They are actually hostages because their parents don't know where they are. They have no legal rights, and many have been killed in prisons, and many will probably never come out. Houses, farmlands, hospitals in Palestine have been demolished or crumbled. But I was very challenged a few months ago when a woman from Hebron spoke to us, and she said, "What will you do when we get a ceasefire? Because actually that won't be the end of anything for us. That will be the beginning of the rest of our lives. Please don't stop going and asking for a ceasefire and then asking for justice for people afterwards. It's a long haul, but they have asked us not to stop going to speak and to march for Palestine." But just this morning, I received a message from a friend in Bethlehem, and he was in a conference and he quoted Martin Luther King, and I think this is powerful. Martin Luther King said, "In the end, we will not remember the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Let us not be silent."
Thank you very much. Now, we're trying to break it up with artists and singers, and I'm very excited to introduce our next group of singers. We've got Asia, Ira, Ava, Ambreen, and Aisha. Come to the stage, please. They're going to give us a song.
A blinding flash of white light lit up the sky over Gaza tonight. People running for cover, not knowing whether they're dead or alive. They came with their tanks and their planes, with ravaging fiery flames, and nothing remains, just a voice rising up through the smoky haze. We will not go down in the night without a fight. You can burn up our mosques and our homes and our schools, but our spirits will never die. We will not go down Gaza tonight. Women and children alike, murdered and massacred night after night. While the so-called leaders of countries afar debated on who's wrong or right. But their powerless words were in vain, and the bombs fell down like acid rain. But through the tears and the blood and the pain, you can still hear that voice through the smoky haze. We will not go down in the night without a fight. You can burn up our mosques and our homes and our schools, but our We will not go down in Gaza tonight.
Give them another big hand, that was beautiful. So just bear with us, we've got Danny who's going to give us a song. We just need to set up his guitar. Let's get some chants going. Free, free! Free, free! From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! In our thousands, in our millions! We are all Palestinians! In our thousands, in our millions! We are all Palestinians! We good?
Maybe build it up gradually. Thank you. That was incredible.